When you think about Sistapower from this moment, don't think about me only. I'm not standing alone. I get backing. I have the Jesus backing, but more importantly, also in the physical, I have people who are running this race with me. I want to say thank you. And I want to tell you the story of a girl from Langpesa in Edo State. Many of you have never heard that name before, but that's where I come from. And this morning I was talking with my younger sister and another sister, and we're sharing how we don't know how to braid hair. We don't know how to sew. And my sisters, we don't know how to bake, because my mother will not let you out of her sight. Our life was a triangle. You go to church, you go home, you go to school. That was about it. So if you can't say holiday, you want to go and learn a trade. If they're not coming to teach you the trade at home, and obviously nobody is coming home to teach you the trade, right? The funny thing is that my mother still is a fantastic business person, but somehow she did not pass that on to us. And we grew up like that. We all went to school. We all got degrees, but I had always had a dream in my heart. And part of my dream, funny enough, was never to work or do anything with women. I always almost felt that life was better if you were a man. I don't know why. But as I grew and I matured, it dawned on me that, you see, this life as a woman, it's a blessed life. And my life really began to turn in 2020, 2011. That was when God brought people into my life. And funny enough, there was not one man. It was all women. From a woman I met at the foyer of a hotel, and we said hello to each other, to women who sent me emails online, and women who were introduced to me by another woman. And all of a sudden, I had this connect and surround of women. And for the first time, honestly, I could boldly stand and tell my story or say to people, this is what I want to be when I grow up. Imagine being able to say at that age, I was already 30 and over, that this is who I want to be when I grow up. And the only time I had the boldness to verbalize that I had dreams to be a lot was when I had sisters. And that crystallized for me that there is so much we can do if we had other women in our corner. What you're seeing being birthed today, as you would hear later, was a vision that God, imagine running with Sistapower. We founded Sistapower and started to run in 2013. And then after running for that long, and Sistapower was based on a book that I wrote of the same title. After running in 2017, something started to, stir on the inside. And I remember it was May or June. It was May of 2017. We gathered ourselves into a boardroom somewhere on the island, somewhere in Lagos. And we started to, examine and question this stirring. And as far back as 2017, we realized that the woman of the future, the one that is called the third, that today we refer to as the third economy, is the woman who stands on faith. That, they must know what faith means in their core. The woman who understands that if you want to go fast, you may go alone. But if you want to go far, you have to go with other people. Collaboration. The woman who knows the place of enterprise, that understands, if you look at the banner we have there, it says every woman dealing in success. Dealing for success, every woman dealing for success, to recognize that there are nations, there are organizations seated in this room. And as long as we have the right environment and we're able to lock arms, the things that will come out of us are massive. And if I thought about it, I'll think about Sarah Blakely. Sarah Blakely woke up one day, had a function, and decided to wear a dress. I mean, a woman in her 40s, going on her 50s, she wanted to look put together. But of course, as we age, the love handles begin to show. And she wanted a shapewear that would put all of that to rest. And she went into the shops, from one shop to another shop to another shop. And all the shapewear she found were constricting. They would do the work, but they would also cut off her breath. And if you're a woman in this room, you know that at some point in your life, you want comfort, but you also want to look good. And Sarah Blakely walked away from that experience and decided that in her late 40s into her 50s, she was going to found a shapewear company for women advanced in age, for every color of woman. And it would do the work, but it would be comfortable. And that's how Spanx was birthed. And guess who were her greatest cheerleaders? It was women like her, women like Oprah Winfrey, women rooting for her, saying, finally, I can wear something and be able to breathe and still look nice. Sarah Blakely did not stop there. One day she got up again and she said, I'm over 50 and I do not like every pair of shoes on the streets. I want a pair of shoes that give me the comfort of tennis shoes and the elegance of heels. And guess what? Sneaks was born. And she went again. Guess who her greatest cheerleaders are? Women. It looked impossible, those two things, but they happened, and they have changed the way I wear shoes. Simply because someone stood. And let me say something else that is not taken away from what she's achieved. None of this has kingdom impact. Now imagine that you are a woman of faith and you have other women willing to stand with you. You have women like you who understand the Jesus language and can sit at the table of enterprise, close a 20 billion naira deal and say, praise the Lord. I mean, and it doesn't sound strange that you are there and you say, praise the Lord on that table where you've just signed a mega deal. If you ask me what the dream of Sistapower is, that's what it is. To be a woman of faith who can open doors, who can do extraordinary things. And when you are asked, when you say Jesus did it, you are not being glib. You know what it is that you are saying. What I have found as I have grown is everywhere I go, when they ask you about your success, they want you to tell them stories that don't involve God. And while we are not a church, our USP is that we're daughters of the Most High. So I want to welcome you. I'm not the keynote speaker. I want you to know that this is home. If you have a dream to do big things and you don't want to have to grapple in the dark and think, who knows what I need? If you want another woman who would hold your hand and not feel intimidated by what you carry, it's what Sistapower Network is about. What we have just done is we have put structure to it, and we have decided that we will make bold moves from this moment. So welcome to another season of your life where you deliberately get up and decide that you have what it takes and you are making a demand on the word to hand you your place. Welcome. God bless you. I look forward to celebrating with you. Welcome.